Clippers and Mavericks, man.
Juicy. I'd be nervous if I was you.
I'd be nervous too because this whole time I'm just like, and Carl always gets me about this. Like, this motherfucker Kawhi is always hurt, and as a fan, these past 4 years, it's been draining. You know, the only time he was healthy, we blew a 3-1 lead, and he is healthy. We managed to get to the conference finals, but he blows out his ACL. And last year, he's rehabbing. He gets well, and then we see a glimpse of him. He don't play, so it's been kind of tough seeing him play and not being available as well too. But I'm assuming he's gonna play because, correct me if I'm wrong, he was the last player on Team USA. So you need to be worried about being healthy for the playoffs and for your organization as opposed to Team USA. I don't care about the Team USA; they're gonna win with or without you, but. Ty Lue came out and said that he was limited in practice. I want to believe that because of his injury history, they were being overly cautious with him. Once they kind of knew they had a 2.5, for a while they had like a 2.5, 3-game cushion for the 4 seed. And once they kind of knew that and knew they could kind of miss out or lose games, I think they're like, all right, let's just, if he does have anything nagging, that think he has swelling, let's just take our time with it and get him healthy for the playoffs. But based on what I just said with Team USA, based on Ty Lue trying not to reveal information but still reveal information, I think he's going to play. Because I said if he doesn't play, we getting mopped up in 6. If he do play, I think we're going to win in 7. I've seen what Luka can do, and that's become a rivalry now, whether we like it or not. Luka versus Kawhi. The only difference is, you know, you got Luka having his Robin now, or from his words, a Batman. But I've seen Luka with lesser talent has went 7 games and 6 games against back in the day before they were known as one of the top 2 dynamic duos as far as like two-way players. So I've seen what he can do. So I have ultimate respect for him. But you know, we got James Harden for a reason. We got Russell Westbrook for a reason. PG's had a good year as well too. I trust our depth from the top down. One, I trust Kawhi Leonard to basically turn into his Michael Jordan bag. And, you know, Luka's going to be Luka, but I think he's going to be one of those guys that's going to be the true difference maker where he's like, all right, I may not guard him for the entirety of the game, but when it matters most, I'm going to make it very difficult for him, and I'm also going to put those points up as well, too. But you got to be Harden. You got to be PG outside of Kawhi, and you got to be looking at them. Luka's not known for a defense like that. Kyrie's not known for a defense like that. Ever since that Achilles injury with Tim Hardaway, he hasn't been the same. PJ Tucker has never been in the playoffs. I don't know what to expect from him. Daniel Gafford was a steal. We're going to see how that is. Derrick Jones Jr. is above average slightly of a defensive player, but like I'm looking at these guys and you should not be scared of them. So I feel like they should have a great series for the entire 7-game span, but we're going to see, man. It's going to be tough because, like I said, like I think this is the worst defensive team the Clippers have had in the past years, especially losing those wings. And I know Marcus Morris Sr. wasn't like started to deteriorate, but he still was pretty good two-way. Batum was still pretty good two-way. And it's going to be interesting to see how we are defensively because Kawhi still plays good defense, but he's not the Kawhi defensive player of the year Kawhi. Same with PG. So I'm curious to see who we're going to put on Luka and Kyrie to kind of start that game. I know analysts was kind of saying that Russell Westbrook was going to be, you know, getting some good amount of minutes on Kyrie, but if it's a close game, man, it's kind of scary because as much as I love PG hasn't played in the playoffs. He didn't play in the playoffs last year, and then played in the playoffs the year before that. Because the year before that he had COVID, so in the play-in we lost to Minnesota, and then last year, 2-3 weeks before the season ended, homie from Oklahoma City Thunder, Lou Dort, injured that motherfucker running into his fucking knee. So Pandemic P shit was funny. I think he redeemed himself and played relatively well, but that was 2 seasons ago. So if PG can at least give me regular season stats, because we already know Kawhi gonna up his game if he can go fully, I'm cool with that. And it's crazy that James Harden is known as being one of the best scorers of all time, or at least in the modern day, when as he ages, he's not really a 3-level scorer like how these other guys are. So I'm curious to see what he does as a third option. I'm just asking him to be a third option. it's good you can facilitate, but dude, it's barbecue chicken with all these dudes, bro. Like, I need you to play well. So hopefully we do what we're supposed to do. I got us in 7 right now.
You don't sound sure at all.
Luka, man, the Luka effect is real, man. And if it's close with Kyrie now, like,
yeah,
that's kind of scary. That's kind of scary. But I'm gonna say Kawhi is the difference maker in the series, and I like our role players. I think Terrence Mann, he's proven he can give you some lights out type of nights within a series. Norman Powell's a championship as well too. Russ alone can win your game. We saw what he did in that first game with Devin Booker, where he made it hard on him and got that block and that he threw it off of him and they got the turnover. So I think we have the depth, the coaching, and I think we have, for playoff purposes, the best player in this series. So I got us in 7. It's gonna be tough. Kawhi always be in these tough ass series where you don't know where it's gonna go, but I got us in 7. How y'all feel?
Okay. So you said it has not been said that Kawhi is announced to game 1?
So Ty Lue came out when they had an interview. Kawhi had a partial practice yesterday.
Yes. Yeah.
And then he also said that he's game planning as if Kawhi is going to be available for game 1. And then, like I said, I'm just going off of him getting the last spot in Team USA.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, I could definitely see the Clippers coming out and like stealing. I don't want to say stealing because they're obviously the 4th seed, but I could see them getting game 1, just off their, years of experience and just coming out playing the right way. Ty Lue, getting them ready for the series, and I give them the coaching edge in the series. But I think as Luka continues to, play into the series, he'll just get better and better as the games go along. And I think Kyrie will come along with him. I think, and then I think the difference in the series is that Kyrie and Luka get better as the series goes along, and Paul George and James Harden get worse. And I think that's the difference. Kawhi, like you said, he'll be great. He'll be the best player for y'all. But Russ won't be on the floor when you need him to because you don't want him on the floor. And, Norman Powell is definitely a difference maker. I don't think, though, that it will matter when Kyrie and Luka are playing the high level basketball that they are, though. And I think that's really just what it comes down to for me and my pick. I have Mavs in 6 because I think they'll need to get it done at home in Dallas. So yeah, that's really my outlook on the series.
So how many games you say again?
6. Yeah, Dallas in 6.
Dallas in 6. All right.
Yeah, I definitely have the Mavs as well. The Clippers are just, and it's funny, I feel like I was reminded of this with Blake Griffin's retirement. The Clippers are just always
cursed.
Yeah, basically. I was going to say, like, always close but never there. Like, it's just never. I don't want to say never, but it's not now. It's not going to happen for them now. It's definitely not. This team has honestly been disappointing since it got together for what it was supposed to be. I know injuries have played a role in it and other things like that, but for them to have never. Did they make the conference finals once? They made when they lost to the Suns.
Yeah.
But for them to only have like kind of like that one appearance and then every other year it feels like it's been like just a flame out or someone gets injured or just super disappointing. I don't think this is the year now that they're all 4 years older from when they got together.
4 years older. That
it's going to come together, especially against a young, hungry, good team. And it's crazy. We talked about this after the trade deadline. And I was like, I like all the little moves that the Mavs made.
Yeah.
And they've come to be amazing for them.
Especially Gafford, bro.
Gafford's been great. PJ Washington has been great. And then you move Lively to the bench, so he's giving you just like more energy off the bench. And still, you said Achilles for Tim Hardaway. What? I don't think he ever injured his Achilles.
I think he injured his Achilles a couple years back.
I don't think so. You had to look into it, but when I was looking, I don't think he definitely never tore his Achilles.
I swear he tore his Achilles. Maybe I got Dwight Powell confused. Dwight Powell
definitely tore his Achilles.
Okay.
But yeah, I think Tim Hardaway, he's gonna be his usual streaky self, give you a couple threes whenever you need them, but. I will say this right now. I would take their big two of Luka and Kyrie over Paul George and Kawhi. And James Harden
wild card
is no, not to me. Then you know what you're about to get, and it's not what you want. He might give you a good game, but I wouldn't say a wild card because I just feel like I know for the most part he's going to be disappointing. He's not going to play like how you wanted him to. And it's crazy. Actually, I looked at his stats just now, and like I think he's just also really on the decline. Like I don't think it's tough because he's an MVP and we've seen him do all these things, and it feels like it's also recent. But he averaged 16 and 8, and like I get that he was the third option, but there's a lot of other third options that can still give you more than that, and especially better shooting percentages.
Yeah.
And like you look at his percentages the last couple years in Philly, even when he was in Houston the last couple of years, like I just don't see him doing anything great. Westbrook is going to be great for what he's doing, but they're still not playing him more than like 25 minutes a game. So, I like the Clippers' depth. I do. Yeah. I just think that Luka has proven to be the same way that we've seen Kawhi be in the past when he was healthy. Luka has proven to be a generational playoff performer. Yeah. And Kyrie, honestly, kind of has. And Kyrie, when he's playing next to someone like Luka, aka LeBron, has also proven that as well.
Because his last couple playoffs been bad.
Yeah, but that was when he was supposed to be the first option. But yeah, so that's why I think that I'm just gonna go with the Mavs in 6.
Stand on it, nigga.
No, I want to say maybe 5.
5?
I don't know.
That's crazy.
I don't know what Kawhi is really gonna be looking like. It was really interesting to me when they came out and said he was gonna fill that 12th spot, because all that I have been seeing was that he had some knee swelling and he didn't look that great. And so I think that's very interesting. I honestly feel like he's not going to end up going. I think they're going to end up having to replace him.
I'm not surprised if that happens.
But I just don't. He ended the season injured, and now he's about to come into this series hampered. So we'll see. But I guess I'll go with 6. But
6?
if Kawhi is not himself, then I definitely would say 5.
Yeah, I'm not mad at you with that as well too. For selfish reasons, like I would love. I mean, obviously, I think they come out and win the Denver Nuggets, but I would love to see Denver versus Dallas in the Western Conference Finals.
That'd be great.
I think that should be